which means I'm alive. So I'm feeling amazing because I'm alive, and any feeling is I'm alive. So I'm happy. How are you today?
This human experience is pretty weird, right?
Yeah, man, it's like mushrooms full time.
Yeah, especially when those emotions start going from A to Z all the time and then back again. It's like I've just watched The Hobbit again recently, and I feel like that's a bit of a trip of life, right? It's kind of like a journey and
I should
back again.
rewatch it. I should rewatch it. I was
Mate,
too high last time I watched it.
get back on that train. You know, Lord of the Rings. It's one of
Oh,
the
I love
greatest
Lord of the
things about
Rings. I
life.
know the series, but the Hobbit, I have to rewatch, I'd say, because I only watched it once and didn't take it in. It was in the
Oh
background
man,
vibe. Yeah. But
brother,
now you've influenced me, so I will.
brother, get back on it, mate. We'll get on
All
a
right.
Zoom call and watch it together.
Wow, that's cute. I'm committed. I was already committed. I'm very committed.
My guy. How's life over in where are you? MST? CST?
I'm currently in Austin, Texas.
Wow. What's that like?
I just moved here 3 weeks ago.
Is it good?
It's been amazing. Yeah, a lot of growth, a lot of just stealth exploration.
Mm.
It's been really great for me. Yeah, a lot of transitions, but good transitions.
What about you from before that?
Um, so let's see. I was in Orlando, Florida for a decade. So Central
Oh wow.
Florida, and I owned my gym there for about 4 years. So I did a whole 4 years of just like careering in the gym owning space.
Mhm.
I worked there from 23 to 30. So once I graduated college, I was there for 7 years. I started to date my past partner, who lives in Austin, Texas, and I started to come to Austin to visit On It, this beautiful gym and culture and company that's expanded all of us in our education and understanding of human optimization. So coming here for over the last few years has made it feel like more of a home for me when I come here.
Mm.
And so the next step at the time, because it's no longer continuing, but at the time in our dynamic was it made sense to come here in the next step of our dynamic. And career wise, even though I'd be picking up everything and kind of starting from scratch, why not? I was very uncomfortable to go to Orlando, very uncomfortable to go into training, very uncomfortable to open a gym a year and a half later. And hold on, so it's like all these things, like fuck it. I knew it was like it's time to expand. It's super scary. Fuck it. I'm me and I'll figure it out. So and I have so much support right now. I know it's happening.
I love those moments, man. You get to that stage and you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of beauty in that. And I think a lot of people would benefit from just getting that moment and changing the geographical location of whether it's changed cities. Obviously you guys in the States changing states is like changing countries,
Mm,
or you literally do change country, and you're like, well, fuck it, let's go. Let's go
yeah.
figure it out. Whether you go to another native English speaking country or you go to somewhere that don't speak the language, you will end up finding your feet. You might jump out of the plane and fall flat on your face, metaphorically
But at
speaking,
least
right?
you jumped and And that for me is I was comparing it at the time. I was like, I'm taking a 360-degree cold plunge. I was like, my relationship, I've never lived with somebody intentionally. I was like, so it's a big, we're gonna live in the same city, right?
Mm.
So all this, like, just that alone was one big piece. Then it was okay, like my whole business. I have most of my hours and my training is all in person.
Mhm.
I'm in my condo now because I closed my gym down for like 6 months. I have no overhead. I'm super comfortable. I'm finally making money because I'm not the gym owner. It's like, I'm like, man, and now I'm gonna just jump. Okay. So like I had that cold plunge vibe happening. So, and then I was like a whole new city, but exactly, whole new people, whole new environment. So I just told myself, fuck it. I'm just, the cold plunge was scary. Now it's one of my favorite things to do because it reminds me that I can do hard things. That's just 360-degree cold plunge. I'm 30. I just turned 30. I don't have the gym anymore. Fuck it.
Congratulations for just turning 30, I guess.
Thanks.
My
I
man.
guess.
I mean, I don't know what you say when people make a birthday, happy birthday.
Right? I'm
Congratulations.
like,
We're
every day
still
my
here.
birthday. Thank you. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%. How do we get into this fitness thing?
This fitness thing. Sorry, I'm putting on this focus button so no one calls me here.
That's all
I'm
good.
just learning how to do all this stuff. Yeah, I didn't really mean I'm sorry, my bad. This whole fitness thing. I guess my background, I was always an athlete. I loved PE. PE was
Mm,
the only thing I looked forward to. It's the only thing I was really great at. I was a decent student, but it was the only thing I really found presence in, right? So I was always into sports. I ended up playing basketball for my main sport. I played soccer, football, basketball, a little baseball. But basketball became the one thing I was most fascinated with.
mm,
And so from 5 through 18, I played pretty competitively for traveling leagues, for high schools. That was something I really thought I was going to pursue, whether it was going overseas. Even though I was short, I'm still, the tallest person, I'm 5'7". I was very stocky always. I was like more chunky back then, but I had a lot of heart and I loved it. And so that was something I believed I was going to do.
mm.
And I quit actually my senior year once the training got too hard. The practices, I have to show up at 6 a.m.
Wow.
This is how life's gonna look in college. Like, I want to party, I want to have sex, I want to do drugs. Like, I'm trying to get laid, man. Like, I'm an 18-year-old, I'm like ready for like that. And these guys are working their lives away, like for a chance to probably never play professionally. So my mind was not meant or at the time prepared for a high performance mindset,
Yeah.
right? A D1 athlete, D2, like any collegiate athlete, you need to know how to hyper focus. I was not there yet at all. So ended up not stepping away from the basketball team that year. And I got really out of shape from 18 to 20. I stopped playing sports. Basketball wasn't why would I play anymore? Besides for fun every now and then.
Mm,
I kept my diet the same, high Oreo diet, very like each get a sleeve at a time, right? So I ended up gaining an extreme amount of weight pretty quickly. I want to say I put on like 40 pounds of fat that year. And
it's a good
um,
effort.
yeah, so from like 18 to 20, I didn't really understand what was happening as it was accumulating.
Mm,
And I remember I was getting ready to go from Miami-Dade College, which is my commuter school from where I was from, Miami. And I was looking for colleges to go to. My sister went to UCF, the University of Central Florida. It's like, yeah, that school's cool. It's got my kind of vibe. It's not too preppy. It's not ratchet. That ratchet. It's right in the middle. It's got that blend of like all kinds of stuff going on, evenness, not too much of anything.
mm,
So I'm gonna check that place out. And I think my last semester of my sophomore year, I had decided for my elective, I'm gonna take physical education because my mom was mentioning something about like maybe physical therapy, like could be a route for you or something, sports science. I was like, I don't give a fuck about anything besides weed, and I want to do sex, and that's pretty much it at the time, and video games. So it seemed like a viable option. It's like after class, and then we started to learn a little bit about the human body, and I started to get fascinated. I remember that year, I'd also in that class had a lower back issue from running because I was really like, I want to get in shape now that I'm learning about all this stuff. I'm eventually going to leave Miami. I'm going to go to this school. There's so many sexy people. I want to be sexy. I want to be looked at like that. I want to sell without trying. Right. So my ego is fully like, let's drive, baby. Like whatever we got to do to get the external validation that you don't understand what you're looking for yet.
mhm.
So I remember I'm going through that semester and I'm running in basketball shoes. That was what I thought was smart. I'm going long distance running. I don't know how to do proper running mechanics. But I think I know I'm an athlete. I can lose 40 pounds in a month or 2 months, whatever the hell is going through my mind. I end up blowing my back out. Like I ended up bending over to pick up a pencil and it blew my back out. I couldn't move. And it was just it was kind of like sciatica looking back at what I know now. It was
Mm,
just a bunch of strained fibers running down from my mid back all the way down through my calves. And I didn't know that with what I know now. I was just going with the physical therapist said. So yes, put the stimulation, please rub my butt a little bit and tell me to bend my knee or extend my knee. I'm happy. I'm blind. It's cool. I end up feeling better within a few months. I'm in that class and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can go in this route. Like they're making some crazy money just putting some shit on me. And eventually I'm gonna get better anyway. So it's not like what they did really, they sure sped it up. But I'm already like, oh, the values in the electrical nodes that are doing muscle activation for me. Like that's where all this value is, and a little bit of rubbing. So that's why I'm probably getting better, etc. So that last semester was huge for me, because it was kind of my tipping point of like, okay, this is a direction. Because before I was like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just be lazy. Smoke weed, do sex. That's it. So I am getting ready to transfer to UCF. It's my last summer at Miami-Dade College. I'm working a job to get my car, pay for my own car, all this stuff. 3 jobs. And I was like, I'm going to lose weight. Like I have to. I want to get to this point. I want to feel good when I get there. I want to radiate fucking confidence as soon as I get there. And so I hit up my friend who I worked at the gym as a front desk guy through this educational class, and my mom worked for the college. And I was like, Jordan, like, please run me a plan. Like, what do I got to do? How do I do this? So he just like literally wrote out your basic ass, like structured Monday, Wednesday, Friday, push, pull, legs, whatever was
Yeah.
going on. Maybe a 5-day split. Tells me to do high intensity interval training on the treadmill. I think it was like 25 minutes, 1 minute sprint, 1 minute jog, 1 minute sprint, 1 minute, all this kind of stuff. I never know what the hell is HIIT. What's high intensity interval training? What's all this stuff you're talking about? But I'll do whatever you say. You don't got to show me anything. I'll just show up and figure it out. And I ended up burning that summer like 30, 40 pounds. Like I got pretty damn lean, and I was really confident. And I wasn't where I wanted to be, like with my abs, because if I didn't have a perfect 6-pack, I'm not going to get laid, right? No one's going to like me. I don't have a perfect 6-pack. So that's all I'm thinking about. And so I transferred to UCF. I'm way more confident, but I'm not really confident. I'm way more egotistical, right? And excited about what's about to happen. Like, this is my year. All the sorority girls, like, they're gonna love me. Fraternities are gonna want me to work for that, like, be in their fraternity because I'm good looking and I'm cool. I was fat, so I have a personality. Like I have, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I was the chunky guy and now I'm the funny guy, but I'm also lean now, so it's a whole different vibe. Me coming at them. And I remember I'm going to one of the fraternity, like I forgot what it's called, when they all showing their crap outside on the Greek walk. I don't know if you guys have this where you're at, but this is a whole Greek life thing going on here. Fraternity, sororities, for me, it's a giant excuse for networking, which could be good, and sex. And so I'm walking down, and I remember this guy's like, bro, like, you look great, man. He's like, I would love for you to rush our thing. And I'm talking about people, how rush goes. And they're like, yeah, the older kids or the people who've been there for a semester longer become your big brothers, and they're going to make you eat shit pretty much. Like, they're going to make you do stupid shit, hazing to get into the fraternity. And I remember I was like, but you're 18 and I'm 20 and you've never worked. Your mom and daddy paid for literally everything. And I've worked my ass off to get here. Why the fuck would I listen to you? Like, at all. Like, why would I take any shit from you when there's no leadership there? That's weak of me. Looking back at it, I completely understand why my conscience didn't go there, even though my ego wanted sex and friends. And so those 3 months, my first semester, I decided to enter the major, kinesiology. And I wanted to start understanding how I was able to transform my body. I really wanted to dive into the why. What happened that I was able to go from like 1.5 forearms and 1.5 legs, and all of a sudden I'm leaner. Like, what was the science of this? I just did the work, but like, what's going on? It's physical, it's beautiful. So I'd like to know more. And so I ended up choosing the kinesiology major and started to fall in love with the process. It was no longer about the woman I was getting with women. It wasn't about my confidence. I was feeling good anyways. Just I knew I was doing the stuff I'm supposed to be doing that made me feel good. And so when I entered that degree and we got into anatomy, physiology, but when we really hit kinesiology, that's when I became very fascinated with the body. I started to apply the knowledge. So I would go to the gym. We learned about the full stretch of the pec, the full flex of the pec. And I'd be in the gym, like, extending my pec as much as I could, for those of you who can see this, right? And then I would be like pushing into my finger into my pec, and be like, okay, is it on? Like, my biceps on, but is my pec's not on. And I would play on the bench press, like, my shoulders are doing, like, my pec's not really doing much. And so I got really fascinated with like, okay, the levers of the system and everything we were learning in the degree. And I was like, this is going to relate to physical therapy for sure, for sure. And so I ended up taking that degree very seriously. I decided I'm going to physical therapy school. This is what I want to do. I want to heal people. I want to learn more about the body. I want to have a secure job. And I end up going to do, I know you asked about fitness. It's my first time like being on one, it feels like in a long time. So like I'm ranting a bit, but
Brother, you talk away. It's all good, man.
okay,
You
cool.
say whatever the shit
Um,
you want.
Sweet, right on. Sweet for me. I've been on the other side the last few times. So for me, when I decided like, hey, I'm gonna do physical therapy, within that year, I'd lost a lot of my discipline and I'd put on again like 30 pounds that summer based off just not taking care of myself, not addressing a lot of what was going on in here.
Mm.
And during that physical therapy internship, I was like, okay, I really want to lose my weight. So that's still a big focus of mine because I just gained it all back. So clearly, or most of it back. So clearly, I have some things to work on because this wasn't sustainable. And I also want to do physical therapy. So I went to my sister's hospital. She's a speech pathologist at the time, and she's working for this hospital in North Carolina. So I was like, I'd love to study physical therapy for the summer intern. So I went into an inpatient clinic at the same hospital, an outpatient clinic, rehabilitation, a portion working with just prosthetics, like if someone just got their leg removed, how does the biomechanics of that recovery work? And I remember I was sitting in the inpatient, outpatient, and I was like, this is stupid. I was like, the same prescription is applied to literally everybody. And at the time I was learning kinesiology. So bending the knee, like I understand extension of the knees, quads, like, okay, cool. But how about the hamstring? I was like, why isn't no one's turning the opposite side of the leg? This is stupid. And then I was like, because you're seeing inside of this physical therapy clinic, right? You're seeing everyone's diagnostics, prognostics, and you're like, knee replacement, hip replacement, neck problem, lower back problem, repeat, 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 repeat. Are you active? No, you're not. Are you active? No, you're like, you kept going through the whole pattern recognition of like, nobody's active. So why the fuck are they fucked up? It's not like they're playing high intensity sports. So what's really going on here? So I sat with that for the time being and I didn't know how to address the physical therapist because I'm supposed to be there just listening and observing and learning. So I didn't bring anything up. And a part of me, like subconsciously, was like, okay, this is fucked up. Like, this is kind of wrong because I know at least that we should bend the knee through a hamstring. And no, none of these patients know that they should be feeling their hamstrings. They don't even know how. They've never even talked to the muscle before. So what the fuck is this physical therapy stuff about? And then I start realizing the systems at bay, right? And one, if you don't know, you don't know. And I look back at it now, like to physical therapists, if they're not very fucking active, feel their body at a level where they can empathize with somebody else, fuck no. Most of them don't. They're out of shape. Most of them don't train. Most of them don't connect that well. Because I'll be honest, I think most of us are disconnected.
Yep.
So let alone the educated people are also pretty in my head disconnected. And so I would start questioning, okay, like, well, that's a potentially reason why. Also, the system wants to keep the person for rent money, literally. So if they don't get real sustainable long-term results, they have to keep coming back. So that makes sense to me too, sadly, logically. So sort of kind of like breaking down this whole thing. I'm like, this is fucked up. And then I'm like, I'm going to become a physical therapist. I'm going to be the best one because I already know this thing. I already know the hamstring. I'm already going to fix people just because I know how to squeeze this muscle. We're good. I don't know, squeeze my ass and nobody else does. They're overusing their quads. I know the answers already. This is obvious. This is my ego at the time. I'm like, I definitely know all things, even though I'm not even a graduated student with a kinesiology degree.
Mm.
And I go back that last semester, like, okay, I'm still gonna do physical therapy, getting my majors done, my extra credentials to get into that college, your masters, right? Your doctorates. And I end up taking a capstone course or like an internship class where you get to teach, like you get to train. And I got to work with the faculty on the kinesiology side. So all the faculty of the college would work out at the faculty gym. And there's this giant, sexy, beautiful student gym, right? I was very used to going to the student gym. That's where my ego was, where everybody's ego was. That's where I wanted to lift the most weights. I wanted to talk to the girls. Like everything's going on over there. So the experimenting that I was talking about, like, wasn't really happening that hard. in that gym. I had awareness, but that was the first time I felt my pec. I never really sat there and focused really, really hard the way I just described yet. And so I go into this faculty gym. I'm like, damn, this is like private. Like this is I can kind of explore a little bit. I can play, I can create, I can work out here sometimes. I don't end up fully utilizing that side of it because I still want to go meet women. It's still a huge part of my life right now. Like I'm not done with that. And so most of my time in the gym still is there. But they said, hey, you can teach one class here for the semester at the faculty, and you can invite all the faculty, and maybe they'll show up. It's like, cool, I'll take the lunchtime. Makes sense to me. Like they want to want a lunch break. What's my class going to be? It's my first time marketing. I want someone to show up to my party, right? It's the first time I'm putting a party out or an invitation for people to come work out with me at all. So, and I've never done it before. And I know how to do like leg extension, hamstring curls, wall sits. I know your basics. So all I gotta do is DJ and have fun. What am I gonna call this class? Buns and guns. Yeah. It rhymes. Gotta get the ladies in. But biceps, the guys will like the biceps part at least. So that's the class I decided is gonna be the class. I don't remember what day it was. It probably was like a Wednesday, middle of the week. And I had a rough week at the time with my ex-partner. And I was going through this, like, I'm graduating. What the fuck am I doing? Like, like what's good next? There's no syllabus for life. That's in my subconscious going on. And I go to that class with at the time, a million thoughts, right? A million thoughts in my head. And then I think like one person walks in the room, I greet them, blah, blah. Next person, I'm like, damn, I got like 6, 7 people who just showed up to my party, like to my workout. Like, wow. And so I didn't recognize that at the time. It's just happening. And so I'm just smiling the whole time. I'm stoked. I run the group training. I literally was like, yo, I'm gonna do this the rest of my life. I go, this is the best day ever. I didn't even think about all my subconscious about all the problems, nothing until I got out of that. And then I was like, oh damn, like I love being in that state, that coaching hat. At the time, I love the attention on me. That was another piece of me. I had a lot of love anyways. I would say like that was majority of where my service was coming from, was like, I'm so happy you're here. But I definitely had a 25% like, fuck yeah, you're here for me too. Like, yeah, you're looking at me and listen to daddy. Right. So I had that energy kind of going on when I was teaching it, but it worked out real well. And it was a very popular class for the semester. And I was like, I'm gonna do this the rest of my life for sure. Fuck physical therapy. I'm like, that's not even the real fucking answer. So I'd rather just be the most passionate motherfucking trainer and hard worker. I know I'm a hard worker. I learned how to work like a fucking horse from my mom and my dad. Like I could wake up early at the time. I'm working 3 jobs through college. If I'm just a trainer, I can do that. Full time, fuck. I worked 3 or 4 jobs and got pretty great grades. Like, so point being, I'm getting ready to graduate. I'm going into my, um, I'm going into my, I'm going into my last like few weeks, and I was like, okay, what's next for me in my career? Like, how do I start this? I don't know anything about personal training. Group training was fun. Orange Theory Fitness. They're big. They're rising. They're bright and orange. They look cool. And so I get a job there doing sales, front desk work. I'd already done plenty of front desk work. Hey, I'm getting my degree in kinesiology. I'm your next best fucking thing. I promise. The next big thing. You'll find out. Let me work for you. So working there for a couple months, about to graduate, let them know, hey guys, I'm about to graduate. I want to train here. Like this is what I'm supposed to do the rest of my life. I come to your classes. I'm eager. I'm always like there. Like I show up. I'm in shape. All the things. Hey, it's gonna be a few months at least. This is like there's a chain, and this guy just came up from another Orange Theory, and I'm like, but they're not even educated. I have a 4-year degree in all of this. You're just what? They don't even know. I go, I'm watching the biomechanics. I don't even fucking know. Point being, they're like, yo, it's gonna be a few months. Like, just be patient. My ego at the time, fuck no. Fuck no, I'm not waiting for you. LA Fitness across the street. And at the time, my partner had hooked me up with the personal training director for an interview. So fuck that, I'll work here for right now. I'm going to LA Fitness. I'm gonna check it out. Went to LA Fitness, had a great meeting. The guy was like, you're a perfect personal trainer. And I was like, oh fuck, this is personal training. This is so different. What is that even gonna be? I have no idea what that is. So he's like, you're gonna be a great personal trainer. Totally see you being here. Jarrod, welcome to the team. It's nice to meet you. I am now Jarrod. What did you say? Sure. That's my name now. I was like, fuck it. Jarrod from Subway just got fucking arrested for raping kids or whatever, for being a pedophile. My name's Jarrod technically, and it's spelled Jarrod. You're cultured. I'm kind of cultured. Jarrod sounds pretty cool. Jarrod the trainer. J-Rod the trainer. Woo. So I go to LA Fitness with this new identity. I am J-Rod for the next fucking year and a few months. Within 3 months, 2 months, I am fully booked. I'm working 36 to 40 hours because every time I got somebody, I sold them. I didn't do the actual selling because I didn't know how to do that. But if they did a session with me, they're in the program. Guaranteed. The LA, even if it's not my program, they're in the LA Fitness program, which I have a lot of pride in. It's my team. I'm helping build the house. I'm Kobe Bryant here. I'm stoked to be Kobe Bryant. That's all. I don't need to be the fucking the coach above him. Like, cool. I'm the player. I'm the athlete. So I ended up doing a really good job for them. I made them a lot of money. And then I started joining these like big group trainings, and I was calling them buns and guns. I had like 20 women coming out to this class, and their system, the way it works is if you had, let's say, 5 one-on-one clients that all wanted to do group training together, they all still paid their rate. And then the company got all of it, and I would get 30% of that. So I would get paid way more for group training. So as my class is starting to blow up because I'm having fun. It made sense for me monetarily wise. 30% was huge for me. It's more than $8 an hour from Tropical Smoothie. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm getting paid to do what I love. Fuck yeah. I'm so grateful just to be doing what I love. So even though it's about me, I know my heart is in it. My soul's in it. And I was retaining people past the year point because I was there about a year and like maybe 4 to 6 months. I'm working 40 hours a week. And I'm like, hey guys, like I've been here a year. Can I get some insurance? Like I'm doing a literal 40-hour work week for you guys. I'm the only trainer doing that. Like this is unheard of, and it's not really healthy. But at the time I'm 23, so fuck it. Sure, here's my soul. And they thought that I was building my own empire in their empire because one of the other trainers at the time was starting to build his own thing, putting it out on Instagram. I was like, I'm not that confident. Fuck no. Fuck, I'm on Snapchat still. Fuck that. So he started to get associated with this guy because like we're friends and I support him. Like, that's cool if you do. You're younger than me. You know that you've been in this business for almost a decade. I've just got in it. Even though I'm very talented, clearly I'm like blowing up very fast in this environment. Like, good for you, dude. Go kill it. And maybe I'll see you on the side. But for now, let me see if I think I can work LA Fitness from the inside. I'll change the corporation. I'll change the culture. They don't know that the soul is here. The heart is here. Like, they don't know how deep this really goes in fitness.
Yeah, I know that feeling. And we also know where it
So,
goes.
yeah, and it went nowhere. It said, hey, on paper, you quit, but
Yep.
we're letting you go because you're building a thing. I was like, guys, I don't even have a website. I don't have a website. I am not organized at all. Besides, literally, all my sessions are here. I come here every day for 12 to 16 hours. All of my friends are here. All of my clients are here. My coworkers are my friends. You're taking me out? I start crying right then and there. I'm like, this is my home. I literally, my ex girl, like, that's me working too much was a part of why we stopped. I didn't want to give her more energy, even though she was like, yeah, this is unrealistic. I wasn't seeing any of that. And so I gave away like all these pieces. Family, I was like, they don't, I lost family communication because I was so hyper focused on just this space and these people. Sleep, I didn't sleep much. Sleep 4 to 6 hours a day, if anything. Because I was texting my clients all day, making sure they're eating well. When I'm taking this shit, I'm talking to them all the time. Like I had anxiety all the time. And I didn't recognize it for what it was, but I was constantly in this accelerated state with the inability to take a breath between anything and not even realizing I am not breathing, actually. And I remember I ended up having like a panic attack probably a few weeks before this, they let me go. And I didn't realize what it was. And once they let me go, my life slowed down a lot. That same day, well, actually, that's a lie. It did not. Okay, I don't know. If I'm focused, you can't call me. I don't know how that works. So I get let go. And that same day, I'm like, okay, let me go to this personal training studio that I had
Mm.
interviewed at before Orange Theory. And I thought it was stupid because no one's there. I don't know how he's making any money. There's nobody there. There's no members. It's quiet. It's weird. It's boring. No one. So I go there that same afternoon. I get fired that same evening. I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm the shit. I promise you, people will come look at my Snapchat. You'll hear my passion. Hear me through the video. You know I'm in it. He had interviewed me before and he loved my energy and my charisma prior to even being a trainer. And he was like, bro, especially as a business owner, come pay me. Right? Come
Mm.
give me your money. And I ended up going to that place for about 11 months. Yeah, about 11 months. Bumped some heads because I was like, dude, you are training like a 80-year-old still, and you don't know any of this new stuff. So, why aren't you like willing to upgrade your information? So I started asking myself, like, how has he made a living for 20 years doing this in the same place for me, terrible biomechanics? I start to watch his experience, conversations, his dialogue, his emotional states, his presence. So I start to absorb these characteristics over the year. So to realize, like, damn, like this is what it means to connect. When my client is late and I'm yelling at him and taking it personal instead of me asking, like, hey, how is your day going before he even walked in the door? And giving him the chance to tell me, oh, my kid got sick and I had to take him to the hospital. And you still showed up and you still showed up for yourself, let alone for the art training session.
Mm.
I didn't have that whole year at LA Fitness. I had fucking 60, 70 people who loved me and I loved me for them. You feel me? Like I didn't take the time to get to really know them. I love that your results are my results. Your win is my win. It's all about me still through you. It doesn't matter if you think it's you. And again, it was a lot of soul still. Like there's still a lot of love and soul looking back at that care. I cared a lot. But I also cared a lot about me and what am I getting from this too?
Mm.
Even though the results were pure, like, and I didn't, it wasn't money driven. It was just like the identity of I'm the trainer. I'm the one who did it for you. I'm significant in life, in your life so much. This is my fulfillment. So that year, things really slowed down for me. Just absorbing his energy, watching somebody else. All my clients, a few of them that came with me, understanding that only 3 or 4 came with me, and that was real connection.
Mm.
That was real love. Those are the few ones that I really did have a deeper connection with. And the ones I thought I did, I didn't. They didn't want to come with me. It was too much risk, all the stuff. And that year, I went to a Tony Robbins conference, and I got to learn all about the 6 emotional needs. Because I went in there with a blank slate. I was like, "This is stupid. People don't transform in a weekend. It's dumb. It takes years to get my habits changed. So it takes years to change. You got to put it into practice." The mindset shift that I learned that weekend, you can have. But the transformation I knew already up front with the work I had done body fat wise takes reps. Takes reps, takes time, and it takes fucking up sometimes too. And it'll take you more than 3 months to really shift. So I learned about the 6 emotional needs, and that really it showed me a lot about my own behavior and where I was lacking, where I wasn't lacking, but what I was prioritizing that wasn't real, that wasn't the priority. Um, And so I ended up getting into that personal training studio and slowing down my clients, slowing down myself. Finally had time to breathe, realized that LA fitness corporate world is very unhealthy. It's not good for America. I get very passionate about this place, private studios, culture, real deep connection outside of the training. Me and this guy bumped heads the last month a lot because I was like, dude, we're taking all this overhead and nothing's changing. I'm not getting a raise. Why aren't you dropping your clients off to me if you're serious about growing this business? I'm serious about growing this gym. The world needs stuff like this. The world needs human connection. This is selfish of you to keep it in the corner where only your clients know about it. It's selfish. People need this right now. This is way before COVID. This is more than ever. I knew people needed this. I need this. So I'm very passionate about his space growing, and I'm happy to put everything into his place. I'm making way more money than LA, even though I only have a few hours. I'm almost matching my fucking money. I'm not wealthy at all. I'm living in a super shithole, but I'm stoked to be doing what I'm doing. And I remember that last like week, and he knew I went to this Tony Robbins conference. He could see I've had a shift. In that last couple of weeks, my car, I got into a car accident. My phone, my iPhone, right, went. Then my apartment flooded, all flooded, all in the
So
same fucking 3 days.
the rule
Right,
of three, bro.
rule of three. I heard about that after this,
Hmm.
and everything, my laptop, my TV. At the time it happened, I was still like, I was able to come back to love because I knew if I went to a train, my 6 emotional needs are okay, dude. I have security when I train. I have variety when I train. I have connection when I train. I have growth when I train. I have contribution when I train. I have significance when I train. And I know that if I go to train, even after this car hit me, it sucks, but like I'm gonna be okay. And so in this moment, because I know I'm already fulfilled, if I just go do the things that ground me, I'll be so happy anyways. I can be good to the person who just hit me instead of me reacting. Same thing with the phone. Instead of me just going crazy. At the time, I projected at my dog. I just got a dog too. That same like 3 months before this whole rule of threes happened. My dog Batman. And I was so in love with like I'm taking care of someone. I'm finally not being as selfish in my relationships because I was always known for being very selfish in my